All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all glory, honor, and praises unto the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rachakodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who taught the spirit in truth and in sincerity. Salutations over the elected spiritual spirit as well. All right, and shalom to the men, women, and children that actively believe in this time. All right, this is your brother Lamaya Allah from the GMS camp here in Wisconsin. Just coming at you with a quick lesson. Getting ready to was swiping through, on the social media site. I think this is Instagram. Okay, and just came by a video of a Jake. All right. Now I'm gonna just go ahead and play this video. Get a couple precepts and that'll be the lesson. You see, it's unnatural for us Israelite, especially an Israelite man, to be obese. Okay? We were warriors. We were always moving, as you read in the scriptures. But even you go into historical accounts, you can even go into Chat GPT. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do that. I'm going to play this. Let me go ahead and play this video, though. Here's a video. Now, I don't know if it's, if it's true, but it says, DoorDash driver ate my food because I said, bring it upstairs. Now, a lot of people will use this for like clickbait or whatever it may be. But let's continue to watch the video. But that's crazy. That's some obese shit. The man's shirt don't fit him. You can't even understand what the fuck he's saying. Do you hear how he's breathing? And then he's honking the horn and it's not phasing him. See, this is a product of America. This is a product of Esau Edom.
Every day we eat good Popeyes.
Alright, I'm gonna stop it right there. See, shit like this is unacceptable. That's what the Lord's gonna ultimately. These people like this is going to be destroyed, okay, and destroyed by way of famine. Okay, as you can see, he's morbidly obese, and you can tell he doesn't care. Okay. And then it said DoorDash, I'm going to read it again. It says DoorDash driver ate my food because I said bring it upstairs. As a driver, you're supposed to bring the food to the door. But you can see, I don't want to lie, I believe it. His big ass didn't want to get out of the damn car. It's hard for him to get out of the car. But, also seeing this actually had me thinking, in the times to come, when they're in the famines, okay, and then and the times where the scriptures speak about Esau, the wicked shall come on down unto you having great wrath. There's going to be times where Jake is going to have to run and scramble, hide. His big ass ain't hiding from nobody. You see, he's not going to be able to move. He's not going to be agile. And I'm not saying that everybody, has to be, that slim and super strong and muscular and all of that crap. But, because ultimately our strength is, our salvation is in Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. Okay. He's going to make a way out of the hopeful elect. And I know we do got brothers that may be a little bit bigger or whatever it may be, but it's imperative that you don't get to this type of state. Okay. I got a few precepts. Actually, let me get this Chat GPT real fast. I'm going to word it like this, okay? In the ancient times, the Hebrew Israelites were, in your opinion, or if you gathered evidence, would you say they will be obese? There will be any obesity, or more agile type of figures, due to the fact of us being warriors and always on the move, and things like that? What would you say? I'm gonna read it. Okay, it says that's a fair way to frame it. If we look at this carefully, biblically, historically, and anthropologically, the short answer is widespread obesity among Hebrew Israelites would have been extremely rare and not normal. It says here's why. It says lifestyle, constant movement, and labor. Ancient Israelites lived in high activity life, farming, herding, traveling on foot, military campaigns, and defense warfare. Manual labor for daily survival, water, food prep, wood, food prep. You see? And it goes into it, but let me go ahead and get these scriptures because I'm almost at 7 minutes. Salakia. Okay? But these are the things that we're warned about. Okay? Because we have times that are coming, and if you can't control yourself, control your eating and things like that, you're kind of slacky. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna just get right into the scriptures. This is second Esdras chapter 15. I'm gonna start from 1. It says, "Behold, speaking into the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Shai." And what are these words? The words is that death is coming, destruction is coming. Okay? Food shortages, by way of food shortages, Esau, Edom, the sword coming down upon us, Jacob's trouble. You see? Wars, rumors of wars, all of these things are coming. But we're gonna particularly speak on this thing of famine, because if your eyes have been open, right? You've seen over the last couple of years the farms getting bought up. You've seen over the last couple of years the truckers are stopping distributing food and resources and things like that. The Panama Canal incident, there's a lot of things that are going on that, I mean, just because they take it out of the main light, the spotlight in the media, don't mean it's not continuously going on. And you can see that by way of the lack of jobs. You can see that by the lack of food and things like that, or that's going on in your distribution centers or your Walmarts, your festivals, or whatever it is that you use to get food. Okay, you see the shortages. Okay, it's not as stocked as it used to be, and then we have inflation. Right, everything is becoming more expensive. Granted, it's still all here, and I'm gonna get that. I just thought about another one. Granted, it's still out here and we still have access to it, but the times to come, you won't have access, or it's going to be very hard getting access to it. Okay, let me go ahead and that's prophecy. Okay, that's why I said that. In verse 2, it says, "And cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true." Okay, the prophecies are true. All right, the words of Yahweh Shema Shai are going to come forth. It says, "Fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee." All right. Incredulity goes into disbelief. They don't believe that these things are coming to pass. They don't even believe in the name of the Lord. They don't believe that this is Esau's kingdom. They don't believe that this kingdom is going to be destroyed. Okay? It says, "For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness," because that's what their disbelief is going to get them. Okay? It says, "Behold, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction." What is a famine? A famine is a lack of food. Okay? So food is going to be a scarcity in the times to come. Now, if you're morbidly obese and you have these cravings, like my man's in the video, Jake in the video, you're going to have a problem in the times to come. Okay? But also remember in Amos 8 and 11 to talk about a famine as well. But And that famine, is talking about the famine of the word. Because the word was likened into food at one point in time too. He said, you shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Lord. Okay? And what was Ezekiel told? He said, eat the roll. Okay? So it's just, kind of like symbolism. Okay? Speaking on the word. Okay? And that's what Amos 11 was going on to. It's going to be a famine of the word of the Lord when they take the prophets off of the streets. The Lord take the prophets off the streets and off the internet. Okay? But this famine we're talking about is the famine of actual food. Okay? It says, for wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and her hurtful works are fulfilled. Thus saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness with it, which they profanely commit. And it is a wicked thing. The scriptures talk about, oh man, I just thought about it. The temple of the Lord. Not defiling your temple. And of course, you can defile your temple with, other ideologies. You can defile your temple by, of course, but also by way of what you do in your flesh. Okay? It says, I will suffer them, Slakia. I will hold my, 2nd Ezra 15:8. I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. Slakia, I jumped forward a little too fast. I was actually going to stop at that verse 5 and get something for that famine, okay? But either way, the righteous blood and the innocent is the prophets and the men, women, and children. Well, I said that. Well, yeah, the righteous blood cried unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. Okay, and that's the saints of Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay. It says, yeah, Salaki, let's go back. Let's go back to verse 5. It says, behold, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. Okay, now from there, let's jump to 2nd Ezra 16, just to go up the next chapter. All right, and 19. All right. Now, remember, Ezra was also said, woe is me, who shall deliver me in those days? So the times that are coming are going to be, as the scriptures speak about, perilous times. Okay? And we're more so concerned about the famine, but those still are going to be hard times. You got to understand, when there's a famine, that there's a lack of food, lack of bread, right? Lack of water. What are people going to do to obtain these things? What did they do in what did they do in the siege? You see, women eventually, I'm pretty sure it wasn't just women, but they eventually ate each other. They turned to cannibalism. How much more now in the times that are coming? You see, there's no new thing under the sun, as it speaks in Ecclesiastes 1:9. Okay, so the same thing that happened back then is going to be at a higher level now, because the scriptures speak about that there shall be a time like none other, roughly paraphrasing. Okay, let me get to the scripture. This 2nd Ezra 16:19, it says, behold, famine and plague, tribulation, and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. What does that word amendment mean? It says those are scourges. So famine is a scourge for amendment. And this is amendment in the online etymology. It says for betterment. You see, when Esau Edom amends his laws, he's supposed to be trying to make them better, to correct them, to better fit his narrative. But when you look at in the eyes of the Lord, these scourges, these plagues, the famine, death, destruction are supposed to be for correction for Jake. It says betterment, improvement of persons, correction, reformation. You see, rectification, correction, improvement, correction of error. You see? But Jake will not correct themselves, okay? Jake don't even see that these things are coming. Because they're the two can I say how do you say? Well, I say it like this. Honestly, it wasn't for them to see it. But it's for us to know. For us, Lord willing, we are of that number. It's for us to discern. It says, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. It says, but for all these things, they will not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. And the prophets are telling you that these are the things that are coming into the earth is for punishment. We always go to the curses. We tell you about the curses. But this is the thing. Once you know these things, you're supposed to turn from them. You see? That's why it says, but for all these things, they shall not turn away from their wickedness. And we understand that ultimately that's going to be the 2/3 who are not going to turn away. But hey, it is what it is. You've gotten that warning. It says, verse 20, for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. You don't even know you're being corrected, so you're just doing the same things over and over. What I say, Jake shoot themselves in the foot because they don't know how to correct themselves. And it's not even correct themselves. They don't see the correction that's happening. It says, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in a good case. Yeah, because you can still afford things. McDonald's is still going. That fat ass nigga was eating that damn Popeyes. You see? The things you can afford is still cheap, but most of that shit is poison. You see? But victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they think themselves to be in good case. Even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. See? Just because you see the things you have right in your face, you see that everybody's still eating and driving to and fro and work. You're not seeing what's going on in the background. You see, with the farms and the distribution centers and what Esau Edom is putting into work with his laws and his statutes, his commandments. You see, Esau Edom has an agenda that the prophets is letting you know through the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai what's coming to the earth. So why not pay attention? You see, so you're going to be greatly confused when these times hit. We already seen what they did with the food stamps. All of this thing is gradualism. All these things to see what's going to happen when they actually do take away the food stamps, which they will. What's going to happen when they actually do shut down your grocery stores and you have a lack of food. What's going to happen? What are you going to do? Okay? It says, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine. And like I said, that's exactly what this Jake that was in that video eating that damn Popeye's chicken. That's what's gonna come for him, famine. I remember seeing another video of some women, 3 big wildebeests in a car, eating 30, 40, 50 damn tacos and burritos, and it's a mixture of the shit each. They're all eating for damn near 6, 7 household families, and it was only 3 of them. You see? So when water and food is scarce, these people are going to eat each other. Okay? And you better be careful because they might eat little Timmy and Ray Ray too. It says, 2 Ezra 16 and 22, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the escape that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. You see? So eventually, no matter what, I'm going to get back into 2 Ezra 15. But either way, it's going to happen. Okay? You know what? Let's get some, I got some other precepts, okay? Let me get these other precepts real fast. And then, Lord willing, this video is edifying to the sheep of Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay? Because there's a way you're supposed to be. First you're supposed to be understanding what's to come. If you are given these prophecies and you're giving these things as a warning, letting you know, hey, the Lord's coming back, he's going to have a famine, he's going to do this, he's going to do that, he's going to do this, to a certain extent, you can prepare for these things. It says, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself. You see? So there is things you could do. Get your ass in the gym. Eat less. Practice on the elder apostle Gabar goes in on it, and the elder apostle Tahar. Intermittent fasting and So I got a couple more scriptures. This is I think I quoted this. This is 1 Corinthians 6:19, and it reads, "What? Know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit which is in you, which ye have of the Most High, and ye are not your own." You see? It says, "For ye were bought with a price, therefore glorify the Most High in your body and in your spirit, which are the Most High." So you got to take care of yourself. It says, "Destroying the body brings judgment." Yep. Salakia, let me grab this other scripture real fast. Salakia. Oh yeah, this is all right here. This is Sirach 37:29, and it reads, "Be not unsatiable in any dainty thing, nor too greedy upon meats, for excess of meats bringeth sickness." You see? "By surfeiting have many perished." Okay? But, that's why we always say, I'm going to say, no, the Lord said that you have to have a balance. Okay? That's first and foremost. You have to have a balance. Okay? "For excess of meats bringeth sickness." And we know, shit, our people, first and foremost, when they, the shit that they eat, you're not supposed to go into excess. And you could tell that he does that. And for any of you that are out there that are listening that do as well, you might want to start cutting back. It says, Sirach 18:30, "Go not after thy lust, but refrain thyself from thine appetites." And that can, spiritual, also in your physical. You see, you can be overtaken by these things. It says, "If thou gives thy soul to desires that please her, she will make thee a laughingstock." Okay? See? So you're supposed to be balanced in these things and not giving over more to these things. You got to give over more to the spirit. That's why it speaks about fasting, and I'm pretty sure it's Matthew the 6th chapter. But also, I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, that's pretty much what I got. Okay. I had wrote a couple things down. Oh yeah, because I wanted to mention, Esau selling farms. Also, inflation. I think I mentioned that. Oh, the biogenerated engineered foods, and that's where he's getting ready to. That's what he's been serving us. Yeah, the scriptures speak about that we shall eat our meats defiled, but that don't mean you can't be balanced in what you're eating and taking care of your body. Okay? Well, to the best of our ability, 2/3 is going to be destroyed. This famine is coming. All right, so you want to train up your body and train up your mental, train up your spirit to be able to deal with the food shortages and the things that are to come. Okay. Now I didn't mean to make this that long, but man, this dude. Let's look at it one more time because it's sad. This is sad, but then again, when you really think about the backhand of it, it's judgment, and judgment will come from it.
Every day we eat good Popeyes.
You got to be uncomfortable. The horn honking. If you go in the comments, everybody laughing. Like the scripture is talking about a laughing stock. Now, I did see him and another dude go back and forth with these fat ass eating videos. Like, who, bro? This place is done. This place is done. Yeah. Yeah. It's hard to even fucking watch. Because you can see Jake. Jake is going to get destroyed. Jake is going to be... imagine all of that excess skin. That's just going to be gone when Jake going through famine. It's just going to be hanging from his body. If he don't get eaten or destroyed. With that, I would like to give all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Harachakwadash, double honors to the apostle and elders, great millstone, taught this word in truth, and in sincerity, such a hopeful elect as well. Shalom.